So yeah, as you can see, drew that support line right here, kind of at 40. You can see it's held it fairly well. I think I posted this at 44, so you're getting the nice spike now. This is a fast momentum runner. This was my first true big options play here. I think it went up 1,000% in a day. But looks real good. So looking for this move at least up here to 63. There's not too much resistance. There's some right here on the left at 52.6, so you may see a little dip here. Just want to see how much it can continue into tomorrow if the markets hold up. So let me pull up just the futures real quick. So it's holding, and it broke out of this blue resistance line, which is why I did some buying today. So that would be very nice in what we're looking for here. Just need some continuation. So that's the NASDAQ, YM. Dow Jones still looks fine here. So not really a double top, but a little bit of resistance up there. So just looking for it to kind of just hold up along this short-term support line, which it should, and then this should continue higher up into the corner. SPY, so back at that 400 mark, I do think we get up to the 420s. I think I called SPY 400 into November, if I remember correctly. Let me just. And if you guys have specific stocks you want me to look at, feel free to post them. I will gladly do that. Yeah, so if you look at November, I said this was going to 400 overbought, which is pretty much where it is now. You're going to get a continuation up into the 420s here. Pretty short order. This did come down and tag the previous resistance line, which is always nice. So right here where my cursor is, came back down, tagged that, and then shot up, and has been strong since it dropped. So just clean this up. So yeah, no, this looks good for a move up to that 420 mark. Just want to see it hold against this support line here, and then kind of continue up. So looks good. Let's go through some ones that I just always like to look at. So grow generation, this is a breakout for sure. Going up to 53 minimum. Would really like to see a push up here. So the next resistance lines are 53.59. Have that 53.59. The new resistance would be right here where it got rejected. So 53, 55, 59 are kind of the real resistance points. Short-term resistance broke, which is good. Don't need this. This was before we had the disastrous February here, or March. wall, WAL. I'll look at that in a second. But yeah, this one looks real strong. Like it a lot. FUTU, this one just continues to push higher. This one's going to 215 here. There is, this one doesn't, geez, sorry, keep hitting the wrong key here. This one has some resistance right here at 169. But if the market catches fire, then this thing is really going to push higher. So this would not surprise me if this gets to 200 short order. Amps is another one of those runners. So you get market strength here. I'm gonna add an alert on a crossing up here on the trend line, because then you're looking for, is that 83, $17 move to 100 essentially there. VIAC still being held down, although it's basing right here, which is probably if you just keep a really tight stop loss. I know I had this one on my watch list. This looks like a pretty good spot to take a shot. Anything that's trading kind of horizontally and holding horizontal support like that is ideal. So yeah, I like VIAC. Viacom looks good. I'm going to add this one. Let me just clear, I want to clear all my list here. Let's see, red list. I'll plug. Ooh, nice bounce there. This could really get going. Here. $39. It's through this resistance line. So is N phase, I believe. Yeah. Look at N phase. So on the daily, N phase, a really nice break. This one is a best of best for sure. And if that infrastructure bill yeah, right here. Looks pretty good to me. So this is a N phase is a best of best stock. Really want to own that one. Plug, yeah. So held this 30 mark and bounced pretty strong off it. So it's through this blue resistance. Let's see. Yeah, and it's up after hours, so it's trying to push back up here. And as you can see on the left-hand side, huge gap up. Would really like to see the dollar flow back into the green energy space, and that will shoot all of these up. Essentially here, what you do is just take the measure and then double it. So you're looking for a move up here to 130 on this. Just double check. Yeah, somewhere up there in that 130 range is where I would try and push to. Looks good. Kind of consolidating sideways, so may just need to churn sideways here. Let's see where the support is. Yeah, so it may need to come into this support line and then finally break up into this 125 to 130 range. But nice consolidation. Just don't want to see it break below 90. So as long as it holds this 90 level, you should be fine for the push up to 130. So that one looks good. SUMO. Yeah, this one's so fairly new IPO. Got destroyed, kind of like a big commerce here. But you can see on that resistance line right here, breaking through it, which is a very good sign. So if we get the dollar flow back into the NASDAQ here, then a lot of these should run that are kind of sitting on these lows. This one's really good. Let me add this. So that should be on the watch list 100%. Let me just make sure, yeah, it's on this list. I mean, literally all the momentum stripped out here. So the next stop would be up here at 28, which is a fairly significant move. There's some resistance right here at 25, so 25. Still very, very nice. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna make a smart acquisition. It's unfortunately, I know he was interested in Stripe, but just he didn't have enough capital raised. The valuation on Stripe is insane. It's didn't really make sense for them to do that. So there's plenty of other companies out there. I'm sure he'll find a good one. So just sticking with my original thesis that there's big money backing it, and I would hope that he wouldn't want to tarnish his reputation. So this one right here, SUMO, looks good for a move up here, which is a fairly significant move. 30%. I like that a lot. I mean, that's a clear breach of that resistance. So a really good one. This is a short-term trade idea. I'm actually changing it right now. Let me just make sure this is cleared. Oh. Light speed, short-term trade idea. Again. Fast mover, broke the short-term resistance. Should get back up there fairly quickly. You can just type in whatever in the chat. Any tickers, I'll go through them. Wolf should get back up here. 26 level. This one broke down, but it held that pretty well. And it's breaking through this resistance, or at least trying to. Another one worth to take a shot on. NNDM. As long as you keep a tight stop loss here. You can see it's held this 7.9 mark pretty well. Trying to turn. Pretty substantial move right there, which is where it would probably push to. PSTH is just going to be kind of dead money right now until he makes an announcement. So I've always been playing the long game on it. Just going to stick to it. Rocket, nothing really. Rejection at that resistance, so I'm just going to add that to the watch list. Parts, that is trying to turn here. I like this a lot. At least get back up to the 19 levels here. May look to double down on this one. See it bounced off this blue support line in this channel. So this one looks good for a move up to 19 at a minimum here. This one just stuck trading sideways, still waiting for it to break out PETQ. Like it fundamentally though still, so not a ton of complaints here. You can see kind of in that sideways pattern, looking for the release out, get it. Nice break here, or trying to. So this one should be a fairly substantial mover here tomorrow. Let me just make the channel cleaner here. If you like momentum names, Magnite, MGNI. This one is a fast mover here. So you're gonna get like multiple, because there's no resistance here on the left, so this very easily could go to 53 here, short order. What do you mean? On to draw trend lines, it's option T, I believe, or control T. It says it right here if you click on it. It tells you the hotkeys, or you can just do them in settings somewhere. But yeah, Magnite, another one that looks really good. MAXR, like this one a lot. Let's see here. Let's see the resistance. I mean, the bigger resistance is right there, but it should push up there at least to 44 in the short term here. So definitely like this one. FTOC, just another SPAC. You can see the supports right here at 10. But it's struggling. So let's see here. Needs to get up above that resistance there. Not much there. GBTC. Yeah, let me just remove this one. ESTC, I like this one a lot. Elastic. I think I'm gonna buy this one tomorrow. This is another one that's a fast mover, really attractive. Just trying to see what that is right there. If I had to guess, that's the 50% mark from the bottom to the top here. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty much right where I have it. So usually crossover over the 50 means a fairly substantial push up here. Not too much resistance on the left. So yeah, at least get a move to 130-ish before you get a breakdown. Some resistance at 120, but looks good. ESTC would probably be intermediate term at this point. So I like this one. You know what? I mean, short term, it's good just because of where it's positioned. So I wouldn't say it's intermediate term. Short term, you can make nice profits on the turn here. So I'm going to keep this on the short term list. Bingo. God, I need to stop doing that. Sorry. Once it breaks this, is it trying to do it after hours here? Very close. So keep an eye on Bingo tomorrow for that breakout above here, and then you get a nice kind of gap push to at least $10, and then we'll see what the market's doing. So I like that one. AQB, another one that's trying to break back up here. So above this blue resistance, really like this. Acuity. Resistance is right there. Disregard that. So above 13.6, this should be getting a fly. GBTC, I own this since 11. Yeah, I'm not sure what the premium is on this right now. If you have it, that would be helpful. So post that. Yeah, I mean that's so above this blue resistance right here should signal a breakout, which it's getting really close to. You see it got rejected here today because BTC was acting a little funky during hours, market hours. So, but it trades in this channel pretty nice, and once it breaks up here, that's when you get the run to this upper resistance line, which is at the 70 mark. So you said I sold it. I didn't sell it. I'm not selling PSTH, I'll tell you that. Playing the long game there. So yeah, you're looking for this move up here, and then that matches up with this move on Bitcoin. You see that 65,000 mark that I was talking about, and then if you can't see it, so I'm just deleting this because this blue resistance is already through. It doesn't really matter. So you're looking for, I mean, this is what I always point out, you want to look for stuff kind of in that W, which is what this is doing. So that's why I have pretty high conviction, and you see all the green. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that was old. That wasn't today. I closed that. I think last week. I just reduced it. My position was like near $400,000. I just closed some of it just because it's a SPAC, a speculative. The market was a little concerning, so I took some off the table. I closed what I was up on off the initial entry. It was like a small gain or loss. I forget what it was. What did I say? Yeah, it was a small loss on that, and I want to reallocate that into things that are just in the bottom of their patterns here. So yeah, it was a minus like 1%, but there's like a lot of opportunities in like solar and stuff that money would be better used allocating there for short-term reversals, because PSCH now, given that Ackman didn't announce in Q1, is going to be delayed, any kind of short-term moves. So yeah, that is that. DISCA. Let me go to edit real quick. Yeah, so you can see the channel trading sideways now. You'll likely see that move up to 48 here. It's holding this pretty well, and then longer term you want to see the break higher. So maybe a year out though, don't really know. But as long as this holds that 37 mark, which it is here, you should be pretty good. I can adjust this. Yeah, it's through that resistance now. So I mean, it looks like it could break out here as it pushes through resistance. So short term, look for a move up to 48 on edit. DISCA, yeah, I mean, there's games on that. Carl Malone owns 95% of those B shares, so I'm not sure who was buying those like that, but yeah, so I mean, similar to Viacom, kind of trading sideways, holding these levels. Your spike would be up here to 56 if it gets through that blue resistance line. So just wait for it to get up, call it to 45, and then that's the turn there. Tags, good old Tag Seguro. So I'm not in this one anymore. Sold it for a pretty good profit, although I may buy it again just because it's like the business here. It's supposed to get up there like it did here, but obviously delayed with all the market nonsense. Held that support there, now breaking through this resistance here, or at least trying to. So looks good for a turn. Let's see what it's doing on the daily. Low percentage move on the daily relative to other stuff out here. I'm just gonna take out that overbuy up top there. Looks pretty good to me. If you strip out this overbuy, which eventually was reflected down here into this oversold. See, it's breaking out of this descending channel, very tight. So this one could definitely move quick. I like this for another short-term trade idea. I had an intermediate term but delayed, so now I'm going to move to short-term, looking for the turn here. MVIS or ACB. We'll go to the cannabis first. Breaking, or at least trying to break out here. So it's going to push up to this. You can see it kind of got rejected right there. But it held whatever this was right here fairly well, which is a good sign. Let's see. So you just want to see it get above that blue resistance, hold this support line here, which it's trying to, and then make its way up here to 14 again. The next stop would be 1140 there. On ACB, have a cost basis of 6 on this, so just sitting on that for now. But yeah, through this resistance should extend up here. Looks fine to me. ACB, yeah, a little bit, 20 cents. JKS, I mean, there's some negative headlines here. I did offload half of my position, or a portion of it. So technically got destroyed here, and now I think the fundamentals are weakening a bit, but it did double call it bottom out here. Now trying to turn with the sector. Rejected at that resistance right there. Let's see if it can hold and then extend out. If it gets back up into the high 70s, I'm probably just going to close this. The other portion, I like this better. I'm probably just going to allocate to this tomorrow. You have that. You have run, which is rejected at the resistance there. So keep an eye on this for movement over, which I think it just did post-market actually. Let's see, crossing up, over. So it's trying to cross over. So watch run tomorrow for a breakout. Watch, this one's interesting. This could be a big runner here. So I'm going to add this one to my watch list. This is ARRY Technologies. We got VEEV, Viva, man, held up fairly well here. Not too much damage. See it kind of held this, it's been in kind of this sideways action for quite some time here. So this one looks really good. Let's see. Trying to break through the resistance, and then once it does, it should push up here to this 300 mark. So Viva looks good for that move up there. Up here. Nice, call it like 12% move. Yeah, Bill, I like that. Actually, I don't know if, yeah, so Bill looks really good. So add this to your watch list for the crossover. I think I posted that in the group as my watch list. Let's see, did I? Yeah, I did. And then another one that looks really good is this RNG, same ring central. You can see the positioning here. So this is where I want to reallocate money. Things that are on just massive resistances that could just skyrocket up here. So looking at stuff like this, GOEV, there's not much to tell you. It's a risk position. It can't destroy it here, so you're buying into weakness. It did hold this bottom support line. I guess you just don't want to see it below 8, and you want to see it cross over, which I think it may be doing. Not really, but it's attempting. But you got to be careful just buying weakness on some of these. POSH IPO technically destroyed. It is turning though and bouncing, so this could be a spot to take a shot to at least get a move up here to 44 and then see if you can get that breakout. But you have the descending channel, new IPO, weak market. It's ugly chart. Yeah, shift 4, thinking about buying that. Like that a lot. You can see, yeah, so I actually just refreshed this today because I was looking at it too. There's some of these names that I really like. You can just see how consistent this one is, and just channels so nice here. Overbought, didn't come back all the way into the oversold, but it is turning early. So at a bare minimum, want to see it kind of up here at this 95 on the turn. It is down post-market, so maybe that's indicating that this needs to come down a little bit more to the 76 level. So not sure yet if it needs to come down or if it can actually just turn out there and then turn higher. So just watching this one for now. Work is dead money. It's acquired. So you shouldn't be looking at that chart. It's not going to If you have money and work, you should sell that. It's not going to move. Silver, I can't really so silver looks like it's going to try and push up here to the 15.2 mark here, short term, and then we'll see what happens. Don't really follow the commodities market, so can't give you a any insight there. Hold on. Why is this not? Okay. So yeah, look for it to push up here to 15.20, and then you can see the inner resistance or channel. You can draw as best as you can there. Would be up to 17.5 if it breaks through. Fastly is another shitty stock. Just the price action here is terrible. I need to trash this and restart. Because it just, weakness, earnings issues, etc. kind of knocked this one off. You can see here. That's why I always say just start out on the bigger time frame, so you can kind of identify the trend line. So you can see the strong support here at 62 across. Very easy to see on the weekly. And then the resistance here would now be up here. See, it's kind of in this wedge now. So looking for kind of that W move at this point. At least up here to 95 again. And then maybe you get that breakout up and retest if the market showed strength into Q3 up there. So like the position here, if the NASDAQ holds up for this to really push out here. CARR. So yeah, this is a fairly good spot to add Fastly, in my opinion. Because at a bare minimum, you should see a, what is that, close to a 50% gain. Not 50, like 35 to 40. From here to here. Well, close to 50, close enough. So Fastly looks good. XL or CARR, carrier. Yeah, this one's breaking out, and then it's finally, or at least trying to break out and get up to this 50 mark. So you can see kind of that chair pattern that we always allude to. Now you're getting it, and that upper point would be up there. So it looks good to me. Finally getting that move. XL. Yeah, this is another one that's been destroyed here. Is XL at all-time lows? So I'm just gonna add an alert here for this to cross over. And I'll just add it to my watch list to as a potential just reversal here. But you can see technically not looking too pretty here. So you need to see it above 10 for any true movement. And then the next resistance would be where it got rejected right there at 14-ish. Rejected pretty much twice here if I move this down a little bit. So wherever that is, 1375 would be the next kind of target from 10. So Fastly, I said I like the positioning. Looks pretty damn good. Kind of in that like W pattern here, and it's held this line at 62 very, very well. So yeah, I do like it. Let's see, in that W pattern, and maybe we can finally get up to that all-time high retest that we're always looking for. But yeah, I'm probably gonna add to this actually, because I do like it. Nice. Look for things that have like a good risk. Reward profile. Lizard King, stop cursing. Don't know what you said. XL. Wait, I just went through that. Uber. So you can see this hasn't really sustained too much technical damage here throughout March. If you strip out this over, so here, right? If you can see it, you can strip out this over, the oversold and overbought. You can see this channel here. So you have the oversold here, overbought here. Strip those out. It's actually holding this channel fairly well. So short term, you should see a move. Call it up to the 60 mark. Low 60s. Looks really good. That is Uber. ARKF. Apple I posted in best of best. So ARKF potentially breaking out here. Just need NASDAQ cooperation. And you just need it to hold above 48. So hopefully this is the breakout point for all these stocks in the NASDAQ, and then these things really start to push higher into that third leg higher. And then when the market gets up here, sell off everything. That's way too overextended. Guys, once again, if you're not in our Discord, here you go. Make sure to join. Make sure to follow the channel. Gonna be going live a lot more frequently here. Had a little delay, but not much to talk to when there's sustained market weakness here. Just a guessing game as to what way some of the equities would go. So it's ARKF, Apple. Yeah, so kind of on this resistance right here, but if it gets out, then you're looking for the move back to 150. So you can see it looks good to me. And you're just looking for this move up here. So looks good. Microsoft, same thing. I mean, this chart's much better. Legitimately, like, not affected in March here. Held the support, which is amazing. This one right here in my hand. And now trying to push up here to the 250 mark, and then if it breaks out, you're gonna get that run to 290. So real nice, just stability on Microsoft throughout March. Damn, I had this one as a short-term trade idea and sold it like a dingus. But inner channel there. And now it's trying to get up here and push up into the 33 range. So it is through this resistance. this should move fairly quick back up there to 33. So VUZI looks good. Workhorse, just another one. You can see, like, hey, it's on that support down here. The true support was right here where it kind of double bottomed. Let me just fix that. Let's see. Let's see, the rejections on some of these resistance points is pretty crazy. So that was short-term resistance. I just like to put the, like, so these things that are like down in kind of the lower portion of their patterns, below the 50% mark, I just like to extend the resistance out a little bit, just not so you're not caught with false breakouts. So if you extend it, you'll have more safety and you can capture a true breakout versus a head fake and then breakdown. So yeah, timing was just bad here and then just got destroyed. So that is it. TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. If I'm not mistaken, I believe ARK sold a lot of this. You can see I had like that support there, 125, saying to sell. If it broke below that, and you got just a massive drawdown here, so if you stuck to that, you would have preserved capital. Ended up bouncing there, and now trying to turn higher. Say the resistance, which it's through, is right there, and now it's gonna try and head back. The next two resistance points would be here and here. So short term, trying to head back here. Just want to see it hold this 115 line at this point, head back up to 125. We'll see what happens up there. So you might get something like this where it kind of just turns here and then breaks higher. So that is TSM, and then you get the all-time high retest. Unity, do need to be careful here. It's an ad network. A lot of changes being made with the Apple IDFA. You can see it's going to the secondary resistance here, so right here. So it needs to get past kind of this 105 mark for this to really push back to the 130s. There is some resistance there at 120. So 105, you can at least get a push up to call it there is kind of that W formation right here, so 115, so $10 move there. So say you want to see it above 103, and then you can get that move up to so $10 move off 103 to 113. Then you need to see what happens here at this resistance, and then it should push up to the 130 there. Visa, payment networks, I mean, all fairly strong here. You can see the baseline is holding here and improving each time, which is usually a good indication that you're going to get this push up to the higher linear degree here. They're adopting new models that like pay in installments, etc. So getting more savvy with their offering should and could make this kind of growth ramp possible here. BTC, come on, get us up there. NQ, what are you doing? CNBC. I mean, that's a massive, massive EV plan there. So hopefully that brings sustained strength into the sector here. We will have to see. Nike 150, no change. Just look at my charts in the group. 146, pretty stable channel there. And then what you do is just take the move there, kind of double it. So looking at probably 170-ish here once it breaks out of this channel. Be safe, probably 165, but first stop is 150 on Nike. Neo, part of the EV thing. Sector moves in unison. So, like I said the other day, it was moving up to 39.6ish, which is exactly what it's doing. So, Bolt Trader John in chat. Good call out here, and then kind of confirmed it with my own chart. As you can see, it held the 50% line. Generally speaking, when it bounces off the 50, it bounces strong, so you may see a breakout up into the 46 here. So really look for this to move. Mara looks really good. I mean, I did sell this, but I did post it in the group. Call it at 40. Nice hold here. It's going to push up to 55 here. So beautiful move here. That's a fast mover minor. And then everything out of that after that is just going to be predicated on the larger BTC move. You can see what was trying to happen here, that W pattern trying to get up there again, which would have been an equal measure, but it got delayed here. Just some Bitcoin market weakness, but it should, I mean, you can't rule that out. Definitely a possibility that it gets up here to 75. I don't go through skew. I can look at it, but there's not much I can tell you. It's holding that. I really don't look at these inverse products. I'll add them when I'm concerned about the market, but not really right now. So not even worth my time to look at it or even trade it. But a clear break here. If you go on the hour, see a lot of green, which is always a good sign here. Just want to see what it does up here at this 13,250 to 13,300 mark. If it can break through that, then we're getting up to the 14,000s again, which would be very encouraging. And then Palantir. Ooh, Palantir. So, was looking for the turn up here, but you got the market weakness, unfortunately. Knocked it off course. Short term, it should approach 25, which is this resistance right here. And then if we get market strength, you're going to see this type of move here. And then once it gets back up here into this channel, you're going to see an explosive push higher through kind of the second half of the year. So there's probably going to be resistance up here, brings it back there, and then call it by June you get the extension up here. So I'm just playing the long game here. JD, yeah, you just got to be careful with all the rhetoric about China right now. It's really knocking all these stocks down, and it's the bad thing is it's not on one side of the aisle anymore. It's Democrats and Republicans in unison. So you got to be careful with just political ramifications to these and what could potentially happen. But with that being said, you can see this J hooking motion, which I always like to see, and you get that kind of reversal here. So up here to call it 100. So this looks good for a $15 move on JD, and they're now I'll do FSR next. They're exceptionally strong within China. Their whole thing is, their whole selling point is their logistics network, JD Logistics. It's an owned and operated network versus Alibaba's Canyao, or Kainao, I forget how you pronounce it, but which relies on third parties. So JD Logistics has really just insulated JD's positioning within China, and they're doing a revamp of their ad program, etc., around live streaming. Alibaba dominates live streaming with KOLs is what they call them in China, key opinion leaders. JD's trying to kind of close the gap on that front. For reference, I believe Alibaba's top 2 KOLs sold like $1 billion of product each during Chinese New Year, which is just insane. So live streaming is just an important marketing channel within China. So JD made a acquisition. I think it's called Kangshang or something. These I don't even know how to pronounce that, Kaishao or whatever, but 300 million daily active users, so trying to catch up to Baba on that front. So yeah, QS, I said, probably gonna reach 50 tomorrow, or 60 tomorrow. It's at 51 and change right now, so pretty damn impressive move here. I posted this in chat at 44 to short-term trade idea, so you got lucky if you took it. FSR. So yeah, so I wasn't sure where this was gonna bounce, but you're getting the bounce here. This looks clean. I like this a lot. I actually may buy this tomorrow. So remind the chat about this one tomorrow. But you can see how clean that turn is. And this one can run fast. At least up to 22 here. I might take a fairly substantial position here. Positioning, it's held fairly well along this blue support line. At least get up into the mid-channel resistance, which is right here. So yeah, looks very intriguing. So good call there, like that a lot. Bloom Energy. So you got so you have a big ass cup, and now you're getting the handle here. So you got that full retest there, and now you're getting the drawdown of the handle, and it is trying to break out. So not through it yet, but getting close to it. So above 2850, consider you'll see a pretty big move up here. CSIV, I like Jumia too, Jumia, however you pronounce it. So CSIV needs to get through 25 and close up there for this to really move. But you can see right here, I can already see it. You have the W. So if it gets up to 20, so right, I'm gonna actually add an alert here. So this looks pretty good for that W pattern. Right in here in this channel, I like to use the actual channel tool here. Call it right there. So you have, and it's pretty equally spaced here, which is always good technically when you have equally spaced movements. So yeah, above this resistance here, you get to move up to the 33 level on CSIV, which is pretty damn good. So looks interesting. Tiger, I posted this one in chat a bunch. Yeah, it looks good. So the next resistance is right there, and then once it gets through that, you're pretty much smooth sailing all the way up to 25. So looks good. Just keep a tight stop loss, but you can see, kind of always point this out, that hooking pattern here. This is always a good sign that you get that kind of reversal up here. So just watch this resistance right here at at 20. Could see some weakness there in a drawdown. So still a good 250 move here, and then really want to see that back up there. So gonna depend on the broader market. Guys, once again, please follow the channel. Helps us out. Because we're really gonna be ramping our video content here. If you guys are coming from Twitch, just type !Discord in the chat and you can get the link here. In terms of what else, let me just go to, just want to go through my best of best list just really quick, just see what looks interesting. Zoom, destroyed. Tesla is doing what I said, so it's going to come up to the 680 and then we'll see what happens. So I broke through that. I'm just going to delete those for now. Those were the key resistance. Wasn't sure if it was going to break down or push up, pushing up. So now let's see if it can extend out. If it extends out, then this market goes into a pretty strong bull market. So looks good. Walmart, not much yet. Wix, 279. This one's interesting. Yeah, look at Wix tomorrow, actually. That's a good one. Ulta, huh, funny. Had that dip built in there. So Ulta looks good. We had that drawn out there for some reason. Looking for just a larger pattern replication of what's here on the left. That's why I had that. Teladoc, another one but it bounced strong here, so this one looks pretty good. Tan breaking out, nice move. Constellation strong. Yeah, Sprout, I really like this one. SE, nice move here today. So look for this one to really extend up. It's a fast mover. You can get $60 there. Roku looks interesting. You can see getting through this resistance, or at least trying to. So I like Roku a lot. Qualcomm bounced off that support sitting there. Looks decent. PayPal I like a lot. Let's see. Breaking or trying to break through that short-term resistance there. Pool Corp just a monster. Should push back up to 390. Pinterest, still think it's going to be 130 in the next 12 months. Nvidia, Nintendo looking for this move up here to 80 still, and then much higher beyond that. Call it up to 120. Nike went through. Marvel should push back to 55. That's funny. MasterCard right up there. You can see kind of that perfect W peak to ABC peak. It's on support. Looks good. It should head up here now. I like Lulu a lot. Really like this positioning. Hasbro, nice laggard. A lot of room up on the chart here. A lot of room. Potential double here. FUTU, it's not bad. I mean, it's slow money here, but you can see it's chugging along up here. It's pretty good positioning. Came off of 48, $5, but the longer term move is up here. So I do like that one a lot. So this is another one. This is like a this is like that RNG. So keep an eye on Fiverr. It's another fast mover. Yeah, see it's trying to break out here. This could really go. So FVRR, watch that. Shift 4, we went over like that a lot. End phase, similar pattern as Fiverr. DocuSign looks interesting. Another similar pattern there. Dollar Tree, Dix, DraftKings trying to break out here above that. So DraftKings you can watch for another potential breakout here. Disney holding that support. That looks good for that move up to 220. Costco, I mean, just an impressive bounce here through that resistance. Probably off to the races up to 450. You can see the legs here, just impressive. CNC, talking about this one at 59. Looking for the long-term move up to 110. See completion of the third leg. Chewy, impressive beat. Really breaking out here. This one could really run, so there's no resistance over here. You can see this at 110 with by mid next week. Cardlytics, this is an unknown one. I really like this as well. Would definitely add this to your watch list. If someone's typing up the notes, please post them in the chat because I'm gonna forget half this. Let's go. Bitcoin, Bill, same thing. Looks really good. Bets I bought like 50,000 today. Best Buy did exactly what I said at 100. I said it was going up to 120. Was spot on there. ATVI looking for 105 again. Amazon just lagging, just stuck. AMD, nice move there. Breaking out and through. Secondary resistance is where it got rejected. But if it can break out of this, looking for 120. Afterpay, I do like this one again. This is been talking about this one since 60. It went up to 120. Actually, no, I was talking about this kind of down here at 40. Decent spot, in my opinion, because it's on this support right there. So may add this. Adobe, not much there. CWH, let's see. Looks fine, holding support. Just needs to break up through that, which it's trying to. Frog, I'm gonna assume this has been destroyed, yeah. So I had this one. Let's see. So it's holding there. You can see it's the chair pattern, but instead of up, it's down. So this looks like it's bottoming here. This could be a good one for a reversal. So just keep an eye on it. It would be through that resistance, which is what it looks like it's trying to do. Funko, this one. It's got to be careful because there was that the pump here with the NFT speculation. I don't even know if they even announced NFTs. But you can see I mean, you just got to be careful here. Tough call. Just don't want to see it below 18.5. And if it can get up above this mark, then you can see the run back up to 28 right up here. So that is a bunch of stocks there. Coming up on 1 hour 20 minutes. Just gonna wrap up here for now, but like I said, gonna be live a lot more. Hopefully you have sustained market strength here to make this an enjoyable few months versus the weakness. BTC looks really good. Look at that, like the perfect W pattern here. And I mean, look at all that green. That's what you want to see, and it's equal distance. Let's see. I guarantee it is. So it'd be 6, call it like 900. Yeah, look at that. Pretty much equal distance. When you have equal distance, that's a technical beauty. Equal distance moves, so looks good. Yeah, if you have that list, just post it in the chat, because I tend to forget, and I didn't even write down all of them, but there's definitely some good ones. I'm going to continue just looking through these tonight, tomorrow, etc. to make sure that we got the right makeup of stocks. Alright. Have a good night, everyone. I will see you early morning.